Bakerstreet.coasters live. Please remember to subscribe and smile always. Anyways, so there have been many different changes around the theme parks and different UK theme parks this year. So we've got like Nemesis closing at Alton Towers, Hyperia having the tallest roller coaster in the UK. We've had the opening of Nemesis Subterra, one of the I don't rate Nemesis Subterra whatsoever. Hello. And we also have Bakerstreet also which I was there for opening day because I was like, yes, get in there. But everything else apart from that, there were very many different discussions about a particular ride at the Alton Towers Resort. Now, I did go on this dark ride at the start of the season. It was open, and then it literally just closed. You hate Nemesis Subterra. I dislike Nemesis Subterra only because it's just so short. There was no meaning to it, and it was really dull. It was like the actors weren't playing their part properly when you was lining up, and it was more the fact that it was just short and it was just boring. I've got a question. Pick a colour. I pick red. Was I meant to say red? So, anyways, so this particular dark ride that has been closed since the crack of dawn was or is Hex, the Legend of the Tower. Now, Hex, as we know, is partly attached to the tower's ruins, meaning if it does get dismantled, it has to be dismantled with care. I went on it this season, and I went on it twice this season actually, and then every other time, like the whole season this year, it's been closed. Hopefully, we get to see it open fully next year. But presuming this season was closed, there was one fault that I did notice. The second time I did go in, and this was like on a different week, it was like during the first month. The second time I did go in, it was like, okay, fine. And then you got into the third pre-show where you've got the little generator thing and you've got the curtains that normally go out. And then we knew there was a fault or there was an issue with the ride because the spiral, the Coma Madhouse didn't finish its cycle and it did it twice. And then the operator didn't start our pre-show either. So there was definitely a fault in the mechanics there because it was like, if the guy didn't start the pre-show, then clearly he wasn't told that the ride was stopped, where it didn't stop, which was pretty sad and pretty horrifying at the same time. Imagine being in a Coma Madhouse for like twice the ride. That's like being a samurai for twice the ride, not like saying that's been done before. But the fact that we knew this was going to close, it was instantly a closure, and the next time we were there for the Smiler Takeover, it was just closed. And nobody knew about this ride until Spinball Wizard and the Theme Park Worldwide interview came along. Now, when the interview came along with Theme Park Worldwide, there's someone named Rachel who also is like a director, manager, person of Alton Towers, because you know we roll with that now. We found out two different rides, which one was going to be open next year or may be open next year, and then another was going to be removed this year, but actually it stayed because it was like it'll make Christmas really boring. Let's just say that. Not like I'm going next week. But the ride that was officially going to close completely was Spinball Wizard, but then they did the software update and it was like, okay, it's good to go, and they basically got it back up and running. The other theme other ride was Hex, and they did mention Hex, the Legend of the Towers. Now, when they did mention it, it was like they're trying to get it back up as soon as possible. This never actually happened. Unfortunately, if I did let you join, it would be a mix-up. Anyways, so yeah, if the fact that they said they're going to get Hex up as quick as back up as quick as possible, it was pretty concerning how it took them the whole season just to get it back up. And nobody knows, absolutely nobody knows if it's going. Not even I know that's going to be back up next year. But it would be really good to see Hex be up on the first day of opening, because going on the Curse Ultimana whilst going on Hex really did add to that fear factor. And now you've also got Nemesis Subterra. That kind of brings up the best dark rides in the UK. Because if you compare Hex, Curse Ultimana, and Nemesis Subterra, just merge them all together and pull it towards something like Alice in Wonderland, which again, Alice in Wonderland, the Great Yarmouth Pleasure, no, not Great Yarmouth, Blackpool Pleasure Beach is quite good, and Wallace and Gromit, it doesn't compete to the best dark ride in the UK, in my opinion, which is the Curse of Ultimana. But I haven't been on the Ghost Train yet, so I don't know how that is. The only successor I've been on from Ghost Train is Dale and Brown's Ghost Train when the VR headset was there, and that was absolutely appalling. But yeah, that's for another video. So basically, it's been a hell of a journey for Hex Legend of the Tower, but it is what it is, and we'll see how it goes next year, and hopefully it doesn't get removed. Now, if they do remove it, the cafe is well themed. I've heard the cafe's well themed to Ghost Train. I really do want to go because I want to get a jumper, you know, who's saying Ghost Train. So I've got the Bear Grylls one, and I've also got the Cadbury World one, so definitely. But it was like I went to the Smiler shop and I wanted the Smiler jumper, and the next thing you know, there was no Smiler jumper. They were literally hoodies, all zipped hoodies, and I'm like, no, thank you, not today. Anyways, I am going to go Smile Always. I want to know what you guys think of Hex and where it will be next season. Will it be closed? Will it be officially closed or officially open for the whole season? And it will actually get that full season cycle without closing at all. That'll be pretty funny. That'll be pretty funny just to see them open that ride the whole season and close it. Coaster Glitch says, I spent 2 hours in there once after having a really bad headache after Stealth. 3 coffees later and I was fine. Now the question is was it expensive? Because I know what who are the guys who took over the theme park food industry? Arrowmark, yes. Those guys definitely topped up the prices, and the only time we've been to a restaurant within the theme parks was at Chessington when it wasn't busy. We literally got on 14 rides, we had pizza and pasta and still got on 14 rides, and I'm like, what? And left 3 hours early. That was such an amazing thing. It was Costa's prices, so it was good. That is good. Getting Arrowmark's foods was absolutely appalling with the prices. It's like, oh yeah, let's increase it by 5p for children and increase it for £1 for the adults. I'm like, really? Or decrease it by 15p but add on 5p. Logic? That's because they know that people will have more children than they do adults. It was Costa Coffee. Okay, that's decent then. So nothing to do with Arrowmark there, unless they've signed an agreement with not only Oasis at Thorpe Park, but also Costa, and went, yes, we are now putting an IP on Hyperia. Costa's Hyperia. Find your fears. That will be quite funny, I can't lie. Anyway, I am going to go. Thank you for joining me. Smile always. And I want to know what you guys think Hex will be in the next current years. Do you think it will be open fully, or do you think it will just get demolished or closed? Because at this precise moment, it's been closed the whole season. Might as well just end the line there. Not like anyone's missed it. Totally. Anyways, smile always. Bye, guys.